In this video, we're going to add a new page, add it to a menu, and then we're going to add text and images to the page to begin editing it. So the first thing you're going to do is log in, which I've already done. And then I'm going to go to the dashboard section of WordPress. Once I'm there, I'm going to go to Pages, and I'm going to choose Add New. And this page is going to be my first Android development page. So I'm going to type in Android Development 1. And then I'm going to make the parent of this to be classes. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it with the default template. If I wanted to change the order here, I could do that in this spot. And then I'm going to grab some content that I have from Word and paste it in here. Now this gives me a decent start. Let's take a quick look at how I have everything set up. That's heading 1, Windows, I want to make that heading 3, and then I'm going to save draft, and I'm going to preview it. Okay, I'm going to want to come back later and adjust my font size slightly larger than this. I'm going to have to find where to do that in the settings. But for right now, this looks okay. I just don't want to leave it here without an image. I want to add a couple of images to this page. So we're going to go back and do that. And I've already been playing with this, so I'm going to show you how to add a new image, and I'm also going to show you how to grab an image if you've already put it into WordPress. So I'm going to go back to my dashboard, or actually I can just go back on this page, and I can choose, I want to add media here, and I'm hitting Shift Enter, which gives you a break instead of a paragraph because I don't want it to create a new number right here. And I'm going to add media. Now I've already added this item in the media library where I have titles and alt text and a description all added to it. And I'm going to insert it into the page. And this is actually pretty much what I want it to look like, but I want you to see that you could choose to edit your image, and we could have it float left, right, center. So if I wanted it to float to the right, I can hit update, and you'll notice that the text wraps around it. That's okay, but it's not what I actually want to do at this point. So I'm going to click here again, and I'm going to select none because in this case I don't want the text to wrap. This is just going to come in here between my first and second bullet. And again, I can save draft and preview, and that'll show me how it looks here in the page. And that's okay, but I can't actually read it. So I'm going to go back, and I'm going to select this, and I'm going to hit Edit. And I can change my sizes. I'm going to choose 100%, and I'm going to update. Let's see if I can make this a little bit bigger here. Okay, it's getting kind of blurry when I do that. So let's go here and do this again. I'm at 100%. That's as large as it's going to let me come in. So I'm going to hit update. I'm going to go into the Add Media section. I'm going to select this item, and I'm going to see what my options are here. Size is medium. I want to make this full size. Now I'm going to try inserting into page again, and that's much clearer. Okay, so I can delete the previous image. I've got to be careful to delete the caption too. They're separate. And this, I do not actually need to be full size. Now I can edit this. And I can, for the size, try 60% and hit update. And that's smaller, but still large enough to be able to read it. And that's what I want, because I'm trying to show that you go to the PC devices, PC info, and it shows where you would find if you have a 64 or 32-bit operating system. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to preview it. And that is actually where I can read it clearly, which is important since I'm using screen captures. Okay, I've got another screen capture. I'm going to show you how to upload one from scratch. I'm going to choose Add Media. And here I can upload files. And you can either drag files directly onto this. And so my next file is right here. It's where to find the Android SDK. And then I can go into entering information on this. So I'm going to call this Android SDK Software Development Kit. Caption, link for Android SDK. Alt text, Android SDK. Description, where to download the Android Software Development Kit. And again, I'm going to start at full size because I want it to be crisp and clear, and then I'm going to make it smaller. So I'm going to choose Insert into Page. And I didn't place it correctly where I wanted. So I'm just going to delete that. And I'm going to put it here where it says download the Android SDK. Again, Shift Enter so that it doesn't start a new number. Then I can add media, select it, insert into page, and it's going to come in here full size. This is bigger than I want. I want it to be readable, so I'm going to take it down to, we'll try 60%, update. That looks good and it's still readable, and I can save my draft, and I can publish. And then I'm going to go take a look at my site, and if I did this properly under classes, it's not here. So let's go back to dashboard, pages, Android Development 1, and it should be linking here under classes. Let's choose Edit, Parent Classes. Okay, it's there. Let's go to my menus. Appearance menus. And we have it, but it's not added to the menu. So what would happen is if we went to the, so we've got add to menu, and oops, got it in here twice. We want to drag it in here, and this should be alphabetical, so I'm going to drop it right there. And this one I'm going to remove. I'm going to save my menu. So let's go visit the site again. Okay, so now if I clicked on classes, there's nothing in here, which is fine. But if I hover on classes, I have Android Development 1. I may want to abbreviate that to Android Dev 1. But that looks okay. So I can fix that by going back to my menus. And here, that's too big, so I just want to call it Android Dev 1. And then for the title attribute, we'll spell it out. And I'm going to save the menu and take another look at it. Okay, so I have some images added into my page. And that works really well. But sometimes you're going to want to do something more complex. So in the next video, I'm going to show you how to create a media gallery. And then we're going to get into adding widgets to really show off your images if you want to do something fancy with them. So this is just the basic start of a page with images in it. And I will want to go back and do some more formatting with this.